mostly slow out towards Davis Street, and East 80 is backed up through Davis from UC Davis towards the Yolo Causeway. And we're going to find, looks like they're setting up road work in Sausalito as well. Southbound 101 traffic is pretty slow heading out towards Alexander Avenue, but beyond that, you are looking good heading towards the Golden Gate Bridge. Your next update, 9:28 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Thank you, Joe. Boy, it looks like I got a couple of really, really nice days. It's going to be chilly, though. Mostly clear tonight. Getting down into the upper 30s to the mid-40s. A frost advisory up in the North Bay until 9 a.m. tomorrow. And a coastal flood advisory in effect until 1 p.m. tomorrow. Mostly sunny skies, highs only into the upper 50s, right around 60 degrees for everybody tomorrow. Some light winds expected by the water in the afternoon, and then it'll be a mix of sun and clouds through midweek with morning fog back Monday, Tuesday, highs in the mid-50s to low 60s. It'll be dry on Valentine's Day, that's Wednesday, and then a chance of showers returns on Thursday and through next weekend. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. Apart from the actual game going on, there are a couple of other reasons to look forward to Super Bowl Sunday, and one of them is the commercials. Often touted as one of the most expensive and sought-after marketing events of the year, 30-second spots this year went for a whopping $7 million apiece, and there's already buzz about the star-studded ads. For more on this, Pat Thurston spoke with Sean Fletcher, Public Relations and Sports Communications Professor at San Jose State.
The Super Bowl ads are always so much fun. Some people, I think, just tune in order to watch those ads. How do Super Bowl ads actually reflect current trends and culture?
The interesting part about it is that some of the early data that's coming out is showing that general American interest is up almost 200% over last year, and a significant portion of that is interested in the game's commercials. I think what we're seeing, certainly over the last year, we're seeing that much of the pre-Super Bowl advertisement, the teaser videos that have been coming out from brands like Nerds and Booking.com and Anheuser-Busch with their callback to the iconic Clydesdales, is really that we're seeing that there's probably going to be a play it safe type of approach that really is in alignment with current climate culturally that's going on here in the United States, certainly on the heels of the Bud Light controversy with TikTok star that came out last year.
Right. That's a shame, because it seems like Super Bowl ads have been kind of edgy. I mean, one of my favorites, and I wanted to ask you about your favorites too, but one of my favorites goes back a few years. It's an Apple ad. Apple oftentimes has really good ones that they spend a fortune on. The Big Brother ad. I mean, those were awesome advertisements. And then, of course, there's the Budweiser frogs. Now, that's not controversial, but they were very clever and cute and wonderful.
They absolutely were. And oftentimes, the relative edginess or conservativeness of the ad campaigns are really aligned with the overall strategy. The most effective Super Bowl ads really have to be part of a larger overall media and consumer engagement strategy. So when we see like Apple ads, of which I am an alumni, I was, full disclosure, I work for Apple, is that it's part of a larger strategy and a larger brand narrative.
Advertisers are looking for ways to reach massive numbers of people. Television isn't always it.
since 2015 with over 115 million viewers. And don't get me started with the Taylor Swift. That's your record view.
Yeah.
Record viewership.
That's Sean Fletcher, Public Relations and Sports Communications Professor at San Jose State. More foods are being recalled in the wake of a deadly outbreak of listeria food poisoning. They include things that may be part of your Super Bowl Sunday party menus. Check 7-layer bean dip, chicken enchiladas, cilantro salad dressing, and taco kits that are sold at Costco, Trader Joe's, and Albertsons are part of the growing recalls of products made by Rizzo Lopez Foods. Federal health officials say consumers should check the Food and Drug Administration's table of recalled foods. They also say to throw away any affected products and thoroughly clean surfaces and foods they have been touched.
Bloomberg Money Minute. Tens of thousands have started the year being laid off, with the tech industry alone cutting 32,000 positions. And managers are running out of ways to say, you're gone. At Spotify back in December, they called the cut right-sizing. Citigroup back in November described 20,000 layoffs as a, quote, simplified operating model. Meta calls them board changes. Harvard and Stanford business school professors tell Bloomberg managers need to be straightforward and stop using euphemisms. Meanwhile, more job cuts are on the way in tech. The top producer of internet routers and other hardware is reportedly gearing up for mass layoffs. Cisco Systems, according to Reuters, has not yet settled on a number, but the cuts could be in the thousands and could be announced as soon as next week. On Wall Street, the S&P finished above 5,000 for the first time ever Friday as investors continue to bet on the resilient U.S. economy. Stocks closed mixed. The Dow fell 55 points, so the Nasdaq added 197. The S&P gained 29. Erica Erskine, Bloomberg Business for KCBS. We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, but they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax relief advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6986. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmares today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-6986. That's 800-575-6986. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people. This is Vanessa Dennison, Senior Attorney at the Dolan Law Firm.
The Dolan Law Firm handles a diverse line of cases from personal injury to employment law.
We're proud to say the Dolan Law Firm is just as diverse in our attorneys and staff. The Dolan Law Firm consistently achieves outstanding results with over $1 billion in verdicts and settlements.
The Dolan Law Firm, the best, most diverse personal injury and employment law firm we hope you'll never need.
Contact us at dolanlawfirm.com. I love
Chocolate.
Milk
Chocolate.
And I love
sweaters.
You never have enough sweaters.
New flooring?
I love new flooring, especially during S&G Carpets Love My Floor sale. You can get up to 20% off select flooring, and S&G will pay the sales tax. Both 20% off, and S&G pays the sales tax.
I love not paying sales tax.
And I love shopping at one of S&G Carpet's big showrooms, or shopping at home with S&G's mobile showroom.
What don't you love?
Sending sales like up to 20% off, and S&G pays the sales tax.
So you love flooring, sweaters, and chocolate. But your first love is...
Oh, flooring? But really flooring.
But during S&G's Love My Floor sale, save up to 20% off select flooring.
KCBS, but it looks like it found the problem. It looks like it is going to be a new accident northbound 17 just before Alma Bridge Road. It looks like maybe 3 cars involved here. The left lane is blocked, and that is causing a backup from well before Alma Bridge Road. Let's look at this road work currently on 87, northbound 87, just north of Capitol Expressway. That is slowing down traffic, and we see southbound 87 traffic slowing, approaching 280. And we are going to find some road work this evening into the morning near in Sausalito on southbound 101 from Fort Alexander Avenue, leading out towards the Golden Gate Bridge. Caltrans setting that up, and that is definitely slowing down traffic. Your next update, 9:38 on the traffic leader, KCBS.
Thanks, Joe. Most clear tonight. Lows getting down into the upper 30s, mid 40s. A frost advisory in the North Bay until 9 a.m. tomorrow, so pretty chilly, but mostly sunny skies tomorrow. Highs in the upper 50s to right around 60, 61 degrees. Some light winds expected by the water in the afternoon. Traffic and weather together on the 8th on All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS.
KCBS, in partnership with UCSF Health, presents As Prescribed, a weekly conversation with leading medical experts from UCSF Medical Center and UCSF Mini-Op Children's Hospital. Hear from the experts, recognized worldwide for innovations in patient care, the latest medical knowledge, and pioneering research. As Prescribed, every Thursday at 1:30 on KCBS 740 AM and 106.9 FM, and streaming on the Odyssey app.
This is the Eye in the Sky Traffic Watch, brought to you by Ring Central.
This is Neil, your eye on traffic, and today looks like a doozy. You want my advice? Ditch the commute and connect on Ring Central. They put call, meet, and message all in one app, so you can connect with anyone, anytime. I'm hearing from Chet in the studio. You're breaking up, Chet. Looks like you should have called on Ring Central.
Ring Central, intelligent communication you can trust.
News that matters to you around the day, around the world, around the clock. All News 106.9 and AM 740 KCBS. It's Friday, February the 9th, 2024. Coming up on KCBS, the Port of Oakland is looking to turn a corner on its history of pollution.
I'm Kathy Whitman. We've had a wet winter thanks to El Nino, but could the next drought be just around the corner?
And an eBay scandal rocks the company. KCBS News Time is 9:31.
CBS News Brief. Two people are dead after a small plane attempted an emergency landing on Florida's I-75 near Naples. CBS News transportation safety analyst Robert Sumwall.
Guys, extremely rare when an airplane moves both engines at the same time. And so I think one of the things the NTSB is going to be looking at is how much fuel is on that airplane. Did it maybe run out of fuel?
The White House is defending President Biden after the special counsel in the classified documents case questioned his memory. CBS's Weena Jay.
They are well aware that this is going to follow them well into the campaign. There are concerns about how this could do real political damage.
An earthquake was felt Friday in Southern California. Seismologist Lucy Jones predicts aftershock.
Every earthquake in California has about a 5% chance of being followed by something bigger within the next couple of days.
There was also an earthquake in Hawaii. CBS News Brief, Amir Rubin.
And I'm Elisa Clancy as our News Watch continues. One of the most polluting parts of Oakland is striving to be one of the greenest. As KCBS's Matt Bigler reports, the Port of Oakland is pushing full steam ahead with a goal of zero emissions.
At its first Sustainability Symposium, the Port of Oakland put the spotlight on zero-emission fuels.
It's really a full suite of sustainability that we care about.
Chief Operating Officer Christy McKinney says they are already making baby steps toward the state's mandated goal of zero emissions by 2045.
Up to 60-70% of our ground support equipment at the airport is already battery electric. Most people don't know that. That's very unique in the country.
But trucks, airplanes, and container ships produce the vast majority of fossil fuel emissions at the port, and switching to sustainable fuel will be a huge challenge. Nonetheless, Patty Monahan with the California Energy Commission says transportation technology is rapidly evolving.
We're seeing battery prices falling to the point where battery electric trucks may be cheaper than diesel trucks over the next several years.
At the Port of Oakland, Matt Bigler, KCBS.
The pandemic shutdown prompted the Bay Area Toll Authority to remove human toll collectors from the booths and Bay Area bridges. They were replaced by cameras, fast track, and license plate scanners. KCBS's Raquel Maria Dillon reports the process of removing the toll booths themselves is slowly moving forward.
All along, the plan was to remove the toll booth, and the people who
then COVID came along, and it had to be done in a matter of days.
John Goodwin, spokesman to the Bay Area Toll Authority, says the process of removing the booth is taking longer because of a major upgrade to the hardware and software involved. The Richmond-San Rafael Bridge will be first up to get new automated toll technology affixed to steel structures above the roadway. There's a frequent backup at the toll booth there. The Bay Bridge Toll Plaza will finish the transition last in 2027. This is more complicated.
Still need to transition traffic coming from 3 different freeways onto 5 lanes across the span itself.
Goodwin says removing the toll booth will make the freeway commute more efficient. Unfortunately, the metering lights will remain. I'm Raquel Maria Dillon, KCBS.
Heart disease shouldn't be the #1 killer in the country, but cardiovascular experts say it's still out there. Natalie Tavidian has more from a doctor.
Cardiovascular diseases, doctors say, affect people of all ages or gender. Dr. Nissan Zangala is a cardiologist at Pomona Valley Hospital Medical Center. He says the best thing you can do is exercise at least 30 minutes a day. It'll not only keep your heart healthy, it will make it easier to detect heart disease.
Well, if you're one that does regular physical activity, if over time you found a decreased ability to perform that same physical activity, it's a red flag for us to start checking for blockages and checking those testing earlier on.
He says you should also check your blood pressure too, something you can do regularly at home. I'm Natalie Tavidian, KCBS.
For the first time since eBay faced a national scandal involving a horrific stalking campaign, the tech giant is formally admitting the involvement of company executives. San Jose-based company entered into a deferred prosecution agreement last month, a deal granting eBay amnesty if it agrees to company changes and admit that its executives were involved. On orders from eBay's former communications director, Steve Weimer, an eBay insider subscribed to the couple to pornographic websites, installed a tracking device on their car, and shipped them disturbing packages, including live spiders and cockroaches. Weimer walked away almost unscathed, and he landed a high-paying job as CEO of the Boys and Girls Club of Silicon Valley a year after he was fired. We'll get our next check of traffic and weather in 2 minutes.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistake? If so, you need to call Big Blue at Term Provider, 800-555-1509. Big Blue is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Blue may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Blue. He's like you. He's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-555-1509. That's 800-555-1509. For $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Blue at 800-555-1509. 800-555-1509.
Urgent cancellation settlement message. On September 6th, the government announced it will soon begin providing fast, guaranteed settlements to Camp Lejeune Marines, families, and civilians. Awards will range between $100,000 and $550,000, with an option for higher amounts. If you or a loved one spent time at Camp Lejeune and suffered cancers of the bladder, liver, or kidneys, leukemia, non-Hodgkin's lymphoma, Parkinson's, or kidney issues, you may qualify for compensation and could be paid within 6